Mystery enthusiasts, prepare to delve into the chilling realm of serial killers and unsolved mysteries. Hit like and subscribe to join our community of thrill seekers. Stay tuned for spine-tingling investigations. This content contains graphic descriptions of violence and disturbing themes. Viewer discretion is advised. In 1982, a chilling mystery began to unfold on the vibrant streets of Hong Kong Island. Young women, seemingly plucked from existence, sent shockwaves of fear through the community. The terror peaked during rainy nights, when the shadows seemed to harbor unseen terrors. Then, on that fateful February 3rd in 1988, the darkness claimed another victim. Chan Feng-yan, a vibrant nightclub dancer, innocently hailed a cab outside the Chinese Palace nightclub and restaurant. Little did she know, her journey would descend into a nightmare. By 4 a.m., she was en route to Kwun Tong, her path destined for tragedy. The cab driver, Kor-wan, lured her back to his home on Kwai Chow Street under the guise of retrieving an electrical cord. What followed was a heinous act of violence, as Lam mercilessly strangled her to death and concealed her body beneath the very sofa of his living room. The grisly events that transpired next would shock the world. Lam's descent into madness unfolded as he dismembered Chan's body, documenting each gruesome detail in a chilling video titled Serious Secrets. The macabre tale took an even darker turn as he preserved her sexual organs in a grotesque shrine, bathing them in rice wine. Finally, with the aid of heavy rain, Lam disposed of the remains in the murky depths of the Shing-mun River. Yet, the echoes of his depravity would reverberate through the streets, haunting the collective consciousness of Hong Kong. On a seemingly ordinary morning in May of 1982, Chan Wan-kit, a 31-year-old trade cashier, stepped out of her workplace on Wuzheng Street at the break of dawn, hailed a cab, and unknowingly sealed her fate. As the city began to stir, Chan's life took a horrific turn. Handcuffed and silenced by Kor-wan, the cab ride turned into a nightmare as she was brutally strangled to death with an electric cord. But Chan's tragic demise was just the beginning of Lam's descent into darkness. Armed with a surgical scalpel, he embarked on a gruesome ritual, dismembering her body with cold precision. Limb by limb, he meticulously severed her flesh, preserving parts for his twisted desires. As the city slept, Lam's sinister acts continued to unfold. Liang Sao-wan, a 29-year-old street cleaner, fell victim to his depravity on a desolate stretch of Argyle Street. Dragged into his web of horror, she too met a grisly fate at the hands of this remorseless killer. Lam's macabre appetite for violence knew no bounds as he documented each sickening act, capturing the brutality on film for his own twisted pleasure. But Lam's hunger for carnage was insatiable. With each victim, his methods grew more calculated, his depravity more unfathomable. Liang Wai-sum, a bright-eyed 17-year-old student, became his next target, snatched from the vibrant streets of Hong Kong after a night of celebration. Her disappearance sent shockwaves through the city, leaving her loved ones and authorities scrambling for answers. Behind closed doors, Lam's atrocities reached new depths of depravity. Each victim met a fate more gruesome than the last, their lives extinguished in moments of unspeakable horror. Yet, amid the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged as the city rallied together in search of justice for the innocents lost to Lam's reign of terror. As the sun rose over the city skyline, the chilling truth began to unravel, exposing the depths of Lam's depravity. But for the families of his victims, the scars of his atrocities would endure, a haunting reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of Hong Kong's bustling streets. Lam's reign of terror came to a dramatic end on a fateful day in August 1982. Unbeknownst to him, his sinister deeds would catch up to him in the most unexpected way. Attempting to develop photographs of one of his dismembered victims at a Kodak shop in Mong Kok, Lam found himself ensnared in the web of justice. The vigilant manager, suspecting something amiss, tipped off the authorities, leading to Lam's apprehension upon his return to pick up the damning evidence. Cornered and desperate, Lam spun a web of lies, claiming the photographs belonged to a friend who failed to appear. But the truth was already closing in. As police escorted him to his parents' apartment on Kwai Chow Street, the horrifying extent of Lam's atrocities began to unfold. Hidden within the confines of his bedroom lay a trove of evidence, from pornography to photographs of body parts, chilling videotapes, and containers holding women's sexual organs. Following a grueling trial that gripped the nation for 3 weeks, Lam was ultimately convicted of 4 counts of murder. His sentence, originally death by hanging, was later commuted to life imprisonment, a decision met with mixed emotions from a public reeling from the horrors he unleashed. In the aftermath of Lam's capture, forensic experts employed innovative techniques to identify his victims, using photo superimposition to match ante-mortem photographs with post-mortem skulls. It was a painstaking process that brought closure to the families of those lost to Lam's brutality. Yet, the legacy of Lam's crimes lingered long after his incarceration. Concerns about the potential for similar atrocities led to the destruction of all his photographs and videos, erasing the macabre evidence of his depravity from existence. But the scars he left on the city of Hong Kong would endure, a stark reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of human nature. But who is Lam, and how did he become such a monstrous figure? Born as Lam Kwok Yue in British Hong Kong on May 22, 1955, his early years seemed unremarkable. Yet, beneath the surface lay a tumultuous upbringing marred by family strife and personal turmoil. Following a stint in Brunei with his father's employment, Lam returned to Hong Kong in 1962. Settling in Kwun Tong, he navigated the challenges of adolescence while shouldering the weight of familial expectations. His father's insistence on working in the family motorcycle store strained their relationship, leading to a rift that drove Lam from his home. Expelled and adrift, Lam's descent into darkness accelerated. A brush with the law marked the beginning of a pattern of disturbing behavior, culminating in a stint at Castle Peak Hospital for treatment. Renamed temporarily, his troubled psyche manifested in increasingly aberrant ways, including a disturbing fascination with female flesh. Transitioning into adulthood, Lam found work as a cab driver, adopting the moniker Lam Kor-wan. But behind the facade of a seemingly ordinary profession lurked a sinister truth. Lam's newfound hobby in photography masked a darker obsession, one that would soon consume him entirely. Under the cover of darkness, Lam prowled the streets, preying on unsuspecting female passengers. His methodical approach to murder, captured in chilling detail through photographs and videos, earned him a notorious reputation. Dubbed the Jars Murderer and the Rainy Night Butcher by the press, Lam's depravity knew no bounds. Yet, amidst the horror, Lam maintained a facade of normalcy, sharing a bedroom with his unsuspecting brother, who remained oblivious to his heinous deeds. As the bodies piled up, meticulously disposed of in the dead of night, Lam's brother became entangled in the web of suspicion, casting a shadow of doubt over their familial bond. But justice would eventually catch up to Lam, unraveling the twisted tapestry of his crimes. His capture marked the end of a reign of terror that had gripped the city in fear. Yet, the scars he left behind would endure, a haunting reminder of the darkness that resides within us all.